Hello everyone, welcome to the self-knowledge course which you are watching every Wednesday and Friday at this time through this favorite page, Transcendental Knowledge. And today we will be looking at topic number 3, in which we will learn everything related to astral unfolding or astral projection. And we will see what is it about, what this practice is for, what can we do with the conscious astral projection. Also, we will disprove some misconceptions that exist in relation to this practice, and we will see different techniques to achieve the unfolding or the astral projection, and we'll see a step-by-step of this practice. So, let me check if everything is okay here. So we start with today's talk. Just allow me a second. Yes, everything's okay. Okay, so let's start today's topic by explaining what is it called astral projection. And well, it is called projection or unfolding because this technique or practice consists of taking out an internal double or soul, and it is a body exactly like the physical one, but that it is not of a cellular nature like the physical one is, but is of a molecular nature. And as it is of a different nature, it has different properties. So, for example, that body can stretch and then return to its original state. So if we are unfolded in the astral plane and we stretch a finger to check if we are in the physical or in the astral, if we are in the astral dimension, the finger is going to stretch. Also, with this body, as it is of a lighter nature, with this we can fly. We can also pass through walls. So if we are in the astral and we jump, we can remain floating there in the air. Or if we try to penetrate a wall or any object with our hand, even our own hand, we can do it. And this way we can verify that we are in the astral plane, that we are already unfolded. And the reason why it is called astral is because with this body we can travel to all celestial bodies or astros. So if we have always wondered if there is life in other planets, in a conscious astral unfolding we can investigate it directly. But what is really important, I think, for us to understand is that astral projection is not anything paranormal or strange. No, it is actually a total natural process that happens every time our physical body falls asleep. So every time we fall asleep, we go to the astral world, and as we commonly do this unconsciously, we are not conscious of that process, what we usually do in that plane is that we go there and we project all of our repressed desires, or we go there to project and repeat the same things that we were doing during the day. But many times there we receive many messages from that conscious part that make us up, that's our spirit. And these messages almost always come in a symbolic way. And all these experiences that our soul has when our physical body sleeps is what we remember as dreams when we wake up. And as we have all the time our consciousness asleep, we don't realize that we are out of our body. We don't realize that we find ourselves dreaming, no matter how absurd the dream is. That is, as I always say, we can see elephants flying, and that doesn't call us to realize that we are actually in a dream. However, many people, even without having heard about this issue have already experienced knowing themselves in a dream, or even having left their body and have seen their physical body laying down there sleeping. So at this point, it is good to clarify something that I think is very important. And it is if there is a difference between lucid dreams and astral projection or astral travels. And actually, when we are talking about dreams, lucid dreams, and astral projection, or out of a body experience, we are talking about the experiences our astral body lives when it unfolds towards the fifth dimension. And all these experiences are processed in the same plane. The only difference will be in how conscious we are, so we can move actually at will in that astral plane or fifth dimension. So what we seek to teach in this talk is how to do this process that we do every day, but to do it consciously. How to make ourselves aware of the moment when our astral body detaches itself from the physical body when it falls asleep, and also to teach what this practice is useful for. So let's see that point. What can we use astral projection for? What can we investigate when we are unfolded? And I think the first thing we check when we achieve the conscious astral projection is to realize that we are not only this physical body. When we see ourselves outside of our physical body, moving at will with another body, we have that first important check. And the second thing that we realize just by achieving this practice for the first time is that there are more dimensions besides this third dimension. And after those first verifications, actually a new world of experiences, investigations, and verifications that we can make in this higher dimension of nature opens. That information that we can obtain in the astral is unlimited. And this practice is in itself a very important tool for self-knowledge. And actually, we can investigate anything we want. And here I made a small list of things that we could investigate just as a reference so that we can broaden our perspective of all the latent possibilities this practice has. In the astral, we can actually connect with our own immortal and eternal being. So by connecting with that superior part of our consciousness that we have there, our inner Father, which is the part of wisdom of our consciousness, also our Divine Mother, which is a part of love of our consciousness. And actually, by connecting with those parts, actually we have many parts. Our inner being have many parts. And actually, when connecting with them, we can solve, for example, the existential question, what is the purpose of my existence? That is something that I think is very important for us to start questioning ourselves and to getting to know the answer, but from our inner being. Also, we in the astral plane can investigate what happens when we die. For example, we talked about that in the previous topic when we were talking about death and the process that we live when we die. So it is important that we get to corroborate that information, to investigate by ourselves what is the process that a person lives when the physical body dies. Also, in a conscious astral projection, we can investigate our past lives or past existences. We can also investigate in which of our 108 existences in this cycle we currently are, as we talked in the previous topic. We can there visit a relative or friend who has passed away also. We can go to, for example, the court of objective justice to there see the book of our karmic depths. We can investigate the ray of creation from which our spark came. We can meet the upper parts of our consciousness. I already said that. We can go to the Akashic records of nature. But also, I was talking about meeting the upper parts of our consciousness, but also we can there get to know better our own ego. We can get to know better our psychological defects as in the astral plane. They are like people or animals. So there we can actually corroborate how is the process of psychological death going. Our Divine Mother can show us how is going our work with the defect of loss or anger or impatience, etc. But also there we could interview with self-realized masters such as Buddha or Jesus or Krishna or Samael or Judas or Saint Germain, etc. We can, in the astral plane, visit many temples of wisdom, beautiful temples of wisdom. We could investigate, as I was saying, if there is life on other planets, because we can ask our inner being to take us to another planet, or we can go out to in the astral plane and we can look at the sky and we can like focus on one star, maybe the red one. We know that is Mars. And we can actually like focus and fly there, and there we will be going to that planet. This can sound like, I don't know, fantastic or a lie, but actually when you do it and you achieve it, and you realize that it is a real thing. But also, it's not only about visiting other planets. Also, you can visit places in this same planet. Like, for example, if you want to go and investigate what is inside the pyramids of Egypt in the fifth dimension of the pyramids of Egypt, there you can go and you can find that there is a temple of wisdom there. And well, as I told you, these are only some examples of things that we can investigate in a conscious astral projection. And it is important to understand that absolutely all of us have the possibility of astrally unfolding just by practicing with patience and perseverance, but having the ability to remain conscious during the projection for a long time and having access to do certain of these investigations is going to require certain merits of us. It will require that we are making an effort to awaken our consciousness, to live in the present moment, start like living in a state of mindfulness, and don't lose that state by practicing the psychological death that we taught in the first lecture and in the past one. And it also will require for us to begin to make a wise use of our sexual energy, not to waste it, and begin to purify it, because it is like, or it is going to be like a fuel to move with the astral body. And many internal investigations have actually a cost. And we have to know that the currency with which the universe moves is love. So when we strive to love others, that is to help others to awaken their consciousness, to teach them, to make our better, to help others to know that there is something else that they can get to know themselves, etc. With that, we generate the merits of the heart, so that internally they awaken us and give us access to much of the vast inner wisdom. Now, before starting to explain how the practice of astral projection is done, let's talk a little about some misconceptions that exist in relation to this important practice. Like, for example, some people say that it is a dangerous practice. And it is important to know that our soul and our physical body are connected by the silver cord, which is an unbreakable and forever expendable cord that joins both the physical and the astral body, and that it can only be broken by the death ray at the moment of death of the physical body, as we saw in the previous topic. Therefore, the rumors, myths about certain dangers during the astral projection are actually invalid and unfounded, such as that we can, if we unfold and consciously unfold, we can stay in the astral and never return again, or that maybe when we return, someone else could be inside our body, and that is totally impossible due to that silver cord. Also, this cord constantly sends information from the physical to the astral and from the astral to the physical, and that is why we return or wake up just by hearing a sound or being cold or being moved. Exactly the same as we do every day. Exactly the same will happen if we are consciously unfolded. If nothing like this have ever happened to us every night when we are dreaming unconsciously, moving in the astral plane but unconsciously, nothing will happen to us when doing it consciously. These false rumors are actually spread by people who haven't done this and by people who don't want us to wake up. Our consciousness. Because if we get to investigate them, we will see that they are fakers, or we can get to discover their true hidden intentions, such as, I don't know, some religious leaders or fake gurus that actually are black magicians. Another misconception is that it is a practice that is difficult to achieve. And the truth is that this practice is possible for everyone. And it turns out that precisely believing the concept that it is difficult makes it difficult. Since what we believe, we create. Therefore, if we focus on that it is difficult or complicated or dangerous, these concepts will make it difficult for us to succeed. If we do the practice, believing in advance that we will not achieve it, we certainly will not do it. And if we do this practice with fear, fear will block our access to the astral plane, since the astral is totally related to our emotions. Another one is that some people say that it is only for spiritually advanced people, and that's not true either. We can all achieve the conscious astral projection. What is true is that the more you advance in your self-knowledge process, more in-depth investigations you will be able to make. But we all have an inner being that will guide us in this process from the very beginning. Also, some say that we shouldn't do this practice because it is something negative. And although it is true that there are malicious people who use this practice for perverse purposes, like stealing other people's energy, the practice will be positive or negative depending on the sense or purpose with which we are doing it. And here we are teaching this practice to advance on our self-knowledge process and to advance in the development of our own consciousness. And in addition, we always recommend to do this practice asking for the guide of our inner being that represents wisdom and love. And we also teach here the conjuration, so we learn to protect our energy from those entities that want to steal this energy all the time. So we teach the protection conjurations. We have them here in the page in a post we recently made, but also we are going to talk and teach them in the topic number 7. Now, now that we understand what is the astral projection, what is it for, and that we know that it is completely safe and useful, let's see how is the practice to achieve a conscious astral projection. Actually, there are many ways to do it, many techniques that we could apply. So I will list like a few that I already have tried and have tested that they really work. And the first one is by concentration. And this practice consists on concentrating on something, for example, on the rhythm of our breathing, or we can concentrate on the beating of our heart if we are able to feel it or to hear it. Or we can concentrate in the objective that we want to investigate once we are unfolded. And we are going to be keeping all the concentration focused on this. For example, if it is in our breathing, we are going to be fully concentrated on the inhalation, the exhalation, the inhalation. We are going to be focused on that while our physical body slowly falls asleep and we begin to feel the symptoms that indicates that we are already unfolding. I will explain what the symptoms are and what to do when we feel them in just a moment. The second technique is with imagination. And if we are good at imagining, this technique is perfect and consists of imagining, for example, a place as vividly and in detail as possible. For example, you could imagine you are in your living room, same that you are standing there and you're watching the whole living room in detail. Or you can imagine that you are in the beach, for example, and you imagine the sand, the feeling of sand on your feet, the sea, the wind, the feeling of the wind on your face. You imagine the sun, the heat of the sun, and you are going to be doing this, but in great detail. And if you stay like there, just focus on imagining everything, suddenly you will find yourself projected in that place when your physical body falls asleep, but you're going to be conscious within that dream. So you can move a wheel there, you can go out of that place if you want to do it. The third technique is called the sleep vigil. And this technique is excellent for those who fall asleep very easily because it consists of just monitoring the arrival of the symptoms that indicate that the physical body has already fallen asleep. And if we snore, we can even hear the physical body snoring while we are conscious there. And we stay concentrated watching the body, and we are going to begin to feel various symptoms, and we are going to be able to realize that the physical body already fell asleep, and we are going to get out of bed, and we are going to check that we are if we are already unfolded, for example, giving a jump with the intention of floating, and if we are in the astral, we will remain floating, or we can also stretch a finger, and if it stretches, then we will verify that we are already unfolded. Or we can even look at the bed and see our physical body laying asleep, and there we are going to know. The next technique is by practicing the ongoing death or the death in march. And this technique is very good because it consists of eliminating all things, be it thoughts, feelings, emotions, be it sensations. Since many times we begin to feel like itching everywhere, and that actually concentrates us from the practice. We eliminate each worry, anxiety, well, all those things that begin to appear in our mind and in our emotion and in our body that don't allow us to concentrate enough to achieve the astral projection. So when we are laid down, focused on achieving the unfolding, to everything that comes, any thought, any emotion, any sensation, we are going to be asking our Divine Mother to eliminate it, as we learned in the previous topic. And we ask for the elimination of that Divine Mother, eliminate this, or my Mother, eliminate this sensation, this emotion, this fear, this thought, whatever. And immediately we eliminate that, we return to concentration until we begin to feel the symptoms. And the last technique is by chanting mantras. And this is probably the most effective of all. It just consists of emitting certain sounds, mantric sounds, that will generate a certain vibrations in our body that will accelerate the detachment process. And I'm going to explain now the step-by-step to the practice. And when I reach the point to applying the technique, I'll make the example explaining different mantras that we can use to achieve the conscious astral projection. What we need to know is that in any case, whatever the technique we use, the important thing is to want to do it, and then dare to do it, because to want is to succeed. And well, let's see the step by step. The first step is to find a comfortable position, and we will choose the position according to the ease or the difficulty that we have to fall asleep. And it is preferable to use this position that the girl is using, this supine position, since in that position it is easier to feel the symptoms. But if it is impossible for you to fall asleep in that position, then you just choose another. Once you are comfortable, you have your comfortable position. The next step will be to make the protection conjurations. That is making the belly link conjuration, which is a mantric song that will clean the environment of any negative energy that could like deconcentrate us from the practice. And then making a light circle that will close the place so those negative energies cannot return. I'm going to explain these conjurations in topic number 7. We need to know that these conjurations are very helpful to avoid the sleep paralysis, because they close the environment and our physical body is there totally protected. And the next step will be to ask our inner being to assist us during the practice and to help us to be successful in the practice, and to set an objective, that is something that we want to investigate or to do once we are unfolded. And setting an objective is very important, because as we saw, in the astral we can do and we can investigate too many things. And if we don't go with a clear and defined purpose in advance, then we, when we become conscious in the astral, when we become conscious that we are actually unfolded, if we don't have a clear objective, what we will do is that we will wander and we will lose the opportunity to investigate something important. We will identify with anything that we see, and we are going to start dreaming. We are going to lose the state of consciousness. So you there set your objective in your heart, and you repeat it 3 times. For example, I'm going to investigate a past life, and I put that objective in my heart. I say it 3 times, and then I go to the next step, which is to make a relaxation process. And the relaxation is very important. It actually guarantees, I would say, that 70% of the success of the practice, because it puts us in an optimal state so that we can easily feel the symptoms of the unfolding. So the first thing will be to relax our minds, and for that we will simply concentrate on listening for the sounds for at least 1 minute without really thinking of them or being identified with them. Just listening and let it go, and listen to another sound and let it go, and to another sound and let it go. And we are going to experience how our mind start relaxing. Then we relax our emotion, and we do this by breathing deeply and slowly from 1 to 3 minutes. And we are going to inhale slowly, retain, imagining when exhaling that all the pressure is coming out, and you exhale through your mouth with the sounds like this. And you inhale, retain, and you imagine all the pressure coming down. And next, you are going to relax is your whole physical body. And you're going to do this by visualizing how a bright light, whatever calming color you choose, relax all the parts of your body from the bottom up. Starting from the right foot, you visualize it, you feel it, you don't move it, you just feel it, and you command your feet mentally to relax and calm down. The same with, your leg. If you don't fall asleep quickly, you can do this toe by toe, then the front of the feet, the heel, the sole of the right foot, and you order them to relax. Then you go up to the leg, and this is done with all the parts of your body from the bottom up. And there you go with your left leg, etc. And visualizing how each part of the body is like filled with this soothing light, and we order them to relax, to calm, and to rest. Then we visualize all the body completely glowing and without moving it, and in a general way we order it: physical body, relax, be calm, and rest. And you can do this process like 3 times if you want to. If you fall asleep easily, you just do a quick relaxation of the body so you don't fall asleep while doing this step. And the next step will be choosing the technique. You can choose any of the technique I mentioned, but now I'm going to explain it with the mantralization technique, or by chanting mantras. Something that we must know is that we must only use 1 mantra per night, since each mantra has a specific vibration. And if we switch from mantras in the same practice, it can cause like certain discomfort and even insomnia. So you can choose, for example, the mantra Faraon. That is a very good mantra. And when we're doing it, you are going to visualize a pyramid in front of your forehead. And you are going to be slowly mantralizing, elongating every syllable, and the Faraon, like this. You concentrate in this pyramid and you start like pronouncing the mantra like this. Faraon. Not too long, just like this, like 6 seconds long. You inhale, start Faraon. And you can repeat the mantra out loud for like 10 to 12 times. You are going to start feeling like the vibration in your body. And then you are going to be lowering your voice until you remain repeating the mantra in your mind until you feel the symptoms of unfolding that I'm going to explain now. Another mantra that you can use is the mantra La Ras. When using this mantra, you are going to imagine a purple point of light here in this point, and you are going to mantralize La Ras, elongating the S. Again, La Ras. This is also very, very good mantra. I like it a lot. Another one that you can use is the mantra O. It's the letter O, but with the sound O. And you're going to concentrate with this in your heart, and you start like O. Again. O. 10 to 12 times out loud, and then you start lowering your voice, and you keep repeating this mantra on your mind. Another one that we can use is the Om. It's Om. That is a very good one. Concentrated in your heart. And another one that you can use, and this is very good for people who fall asleep easily, is the mantra, is the letter R with the sound R, like if you're a cat. Yeah. And you're going to be concentrated in your larynx, and you're going to start like you're going to start like vibrating very quickly. So this is a very good one for those who fall asleep easily. For those who have insomnia or a problem to fall asleep, it's very good the mantra O, because it is like you feel like you are like being rocked when you pronounce the mantra O. And as I said, you pronounce the mantra for about 10, 12, 15 times out loud. Then you start lowering your voice, and you remain repeating the mantra in your mind until you feel the unfoldment symptoms. And what are the unfoldment symptoms? You can start feeling like your body swell. That is one symptom. You can feel that you start like floating. That is another symptom. Or you can feel that your body swings softly, like being rocked, I was saying. Or you can start feeling like if your leg and arms rise and float. Another symptom that you can feel is that it's like an electric current sensation, maybe in your spine or going through your whole body. Another symptom that you can feel is like if you are turning at a great speed, or you can start feeling like a noise next to your ears, like something very high pitch, like you can start hearing that noise. That is the unfoldment symptom. Or you can appear consciously into a dream. That is another symptom. Like when you're doing with the imagination process, that is the commonly symptom that you just go there and you're there in the dream consciously. But also doing the other techniques, you can also find yourself suddenly into a dream, but being conscious of being into a dream. I mean, you're going to be like, wait, I was in my bed, like doing the practice, and now I'm there. Let me check. Okay, let me see. Yeah, and the finger stretch that you know, or you take a jump and you remain floating, and there you know that you are already unfolded. And this, as I was saying, are all symptoms that the unfolding process is taking place, and that we are being aware of the process. Now, what should we do when feeling the symptoms? To control the emotion, not panic or feel euphoria, but relax even more and allow the symptom to increase. And when we feel like the symptom is like strong enough, we move on to the next step, which is getting out of bed and checking if we are already unfolded by standing up from bed and jumping to see if you float, like this girl is gonna do it now in the video. Or you can pull a finger and see if your finger stretches, like if it is made of gum. And if when checking you find that you are still in the physical body because you didn't float or your finger didn't stretch, then what you do is that you return to bed and you continue using the technique until feeling the symptoms, and that the next time you let the symptoms like increase for a longer period of time, and then you again go and check. And if you check and you find yourself in already unfolded, then you just remember your objective and you just go for it. And well, that is the practice. And the secret for this practice is to practice with a lot of patience until succeed. And remember, where there is a will, there is a way. And practice makes perfect. And well, this is today's topic. I hope it was helpful for you. And well, I want to invite you to our next topic that will be seen next Friday, in which we are going to be talking about the 7 centers of the human machine, how to align and to balance the 7 energy centers of our body, and how to greatly manage the most valuable resource that we have, that is our energy. So thank you very much to all of you who watched the video. And if you have, when watching the video, any question, you can leave your question there and I will be solving any question that you have. So thank you very much and see you next time. Bye bye.